And a very big welcome to your second sample question on orphaned family members. Now, in the previous example, we saw how important it is to look at those requirements with regard to the orphan himself or herself. This question has a similar theme, and it can be a little bit tricky, but hopefully you'll get the answer to this question quickly. And again, that would be amazing, and of course it would show that you have a really great understanding of this one little piece of the puzzle having to do with the family class. So here we have Antonia. Antonia is a 15-year-old who lives in New Zealand and is in her 10th grade of high school. She was raised by her mother from the age of 10 because her father was a soldier and was declared missing in action during the Iraq War while working for a private company to protect high-profile dignitaries visiting the region. His body was never recovered, and he is presumed dead by the New Zealand authorities. Unfortunately, Antonia's mother has recently been diagnosed as having terminal brain cancer and was given only 6 more months to live. The family is deciding together how to best handle this situation and to decide who Antonia will live with once her mother passes. One of the options they are looking at is whether or not Antonia can immigrate to Canada to live with her grandmother, Alice, in Hamilton, Ontario. Alice explains that Antonia would be welcome in her home because her only other child, Antonia's uncle, has recently moved to Vancouver with his family, leaving Alice alone in Hamilton. Would Alice be able to sponsor Antonia as a member of the family class in this situation? And we have A, no, because Antonia's father might still be alive. We have B, no, because Antonia's mother has not yet passed away. We have C, yes, because Alice does not have any other family members living with her. And we have D, yes, because grandparents with Canadian citizenship can sponsor grandchildren as long as the grandchildren are under 18 years old. Alright, so take a minute and press pause, and let's see if you can get the correct answer. So as you were working through this question, some of those important pieces of the puzzle should jump out at you, and these pieces of the scenario are going to be what helps you choose the correct answer. So we have the age of Antonia. We have her family situation. So she's raised by her mother, and we have what happened to her father as well. So he's presumed dead. We have the situation with her mother and the cancer and how long she's expected to live for. And then we have a big section dealing with the option of Antonia immigrating to Canada to stay with her Canadian grandmother. And let's jump back to take a look at the question as a whole. So we have the question itself, which is, would Alice be able to sponsor Antonia as a member of the family class in this situation? And similar to the previous question that we saw, and this is quite similar to what you can expect on your exam, we have 2 answers that give us no, which is A and B in this case, and we have 2 answers that give us yes, which is C and D in this case. Remember, when you have something like this, there's 2 parts you're looking at. So you're looking at the first part, which is yes or no, but you're also looking at the reasons why they're giving you yes or no. So it's sort of like two little questions in one, and you have to be aware of this in order to be able to understand how to correctly answer these questions. Now let's start with C in analyzing which one of these potential answers is the correct answer that we're looking for. So C and D are pretty similar in this, in that they're both yes, but the reasons why are of course different. So for C we have yes because Alice does not have any other family members living with her. Now again, this one touches upon the lonely family member and whether or not Alice can sponsor someone under this stream. So if you have a good understanding of the lonely family member and how it plays a role in your upcoming ICCRC Full Skills Exam, then again, this is going to be a pretty easy answer to cross off as not being possible, as being the correct answer. So remember that with a lonely family member, the sponsor cannot have any Canadian relatives. Now, when we look at Alice, remember that her only other child, Antonia's uncle, moved to Vancouver with his family, leaving Alice alone in Hamilton. Now, with this, we can assume that he is a permanent resident or a citizen, and that, of course, shows us that C is incorrect. Alright, so from our understanding of the lonely family member and how it applies to permanent residency immigration, we already know that C is certainly incorrect. So let's take a look at D now as another option. So D says yes, that Alice can sponsor Antonia again. However, what we need to take a look at again are those reasons why it says yes. So D says yes because grandparents with Canadian citizenship can sponsor grandchildren as long as the grandchildren are under 18 years old. Now we'll take a look later on at a different lesson on dependent children, but in general, you know that for grandchildren, under Regulation 117(1)(f), it's not enough for somebody just to be the grandchild of a Canadian. Instead, the parents have to be deceased. Okay, the person also has to be under 18, just as the answer gives you. But what we're looking at here is D as an incorrect answer, of course, because D says that any grandparent who is a Canadian citizen can sponsor their grandchildren as long as those grandchildren are under 18. But it's missing one really important piece, and that is, of course, that the grandchildren have to be orphans. And the other piece, which isn't mentioned in here, but just for your general information, is that those grandchildren can't be married either. And with this, we could see that D is also incorrect. And now again, we're left with two other options to explore. Now when we take a look at A, we have no. So you'll see that A and B are very similar in that both questions tell you that no, Alice cannot sponsor Antonia, but the reasons why are different, and understanding the reasons why are what is going to lead you to be able to answer correctly. So for A, we have no because Antonia's father might still be alive. Now this one is a little bit tricky because it deals with the scenario quite thoroughly. Now remember, of course, that the parents have to be deceased. So both parents have to be deceased in this case. And just from this scenario, we can see again that he was declared missing in action, which is one thing which maybe by itself wouldn't be enough, but he was presumed dead by the New Zealand authorities. So that one should give us the big hint that A is also incorrect. And now we're only left with B as the potential answer. So let's explore B and see why B is correct. Alright, so B is similar to A in that it says no, Alice cannot sponsor Antonia. But the reason why is that because Antonia's mother has not yet passed away. So we could see in the scenario that Antonia's mother has recently been diagnosed as having terminal brain cancer and was given 6 months to live. When we take a look again at those requirements of the orphaned family member, they certainly have the relationship because Alice is definitely Antonia's grandmother. Alice is a Canadian citizen, of course. However, the piece that's missing here is that the parents aren't deceased, so Antonia's mother is still alive. Alright, so that would lead us towards B as being the correct answer in this question. Alright, so a very big congratulations if you got B as the correct answer. This question is a little bit tricky, but that's to help you, of course, prepare for the exam. Alright, a very big thank you for tuning in. It's such a pleasure talking with you and helping all of you future RCICs take the full skills exam.